Hey guys, and welcome back to another Sinister Cup Pokemon Go PvP video. And in this video we're going to be taking a bit of a deep dive into Mawile. So first off, if you haven't seen my Sinister Cup meta simplified, then definitely click up there or in the description below to check that out first, because it puts a really good picture of the Sinister Cup matchups in your head, which will really help for this deep dive-ish thing. So before we do get into the matchups, let's just take a little look at Mawile's typing and movesets. So this image is just taken from PvPoke. Again, I'll link to that in the description too. So Mawile is Fairy and Steel, and as a result it takes super effective damage from Fire and Ground, which are definitely around, but to counter that, let me just rattle off the resistances of Mawile. Dragon, Bug, Dark, Fairy, Flying Grass, Ice, Normal, Poison, Psychic, and Rock are all resisted, which is definitely a good place to start. But moving past the typing and onto the movesets you've got here, the moves are all important when you get to PvP. And the main thing in Sinister Cup you're going to be wanting to run is Bite as the quick move. So basically, Dark types are banned for the Cup, but Dark is really good in this Cup because it tears into both the Ghost types and the Psychic types, which are massive in this meta. And as you're going to see later in this deep dive, that's kind of what Mawile is for. And you can see in the key matchups too, you've got Haunter, Drifloon, Gardevoir, Lugia, and Bronzong. What are they? Ghost types and Psychic types. And then you're countered by the Fighting types, and Fire types are there, but you're not really going to see... You're not going to see Ember or Pignite in the Sinister Cup really at all. You could see the other... No, you can see Poliwrath, maybe Hitmonchan, but at any rate, moving on to the charge moves. The charge moves isn't as clear, cut and dry. So you're going to be wanting to run Iron Head as the first charge move, which you can just get away with running the one. But when it comes to the second two, they're very close in what you can actually see. So I'll go through the two differences that I saw later on in this video. And yeah, let's just get into the matchups. So checking out the Zero Shield matchup here with Bite, Iron Head, and Play Rough, you can see here looking at the selection of this meta Pokemon that Mawile isn't looking the greatest. He takes out a few of the Ghosts and Psychics, Gardevoir, Haunter, Cresselia, and Alolan, but also loses to some of the other ones like Drifloon and Bronzong. So not the best, and also loses to the Fighters, the Tanks, and the Water Boys. Again, throwback to my Sinister Cup meta, so definitely go check that out if you still haven't already. If you're running Vice Grip instead of Play Rough, you would actually lose the Alolan matchup. So that isn't the end of Mawile's story though. The Zero Shield isn't everything, so moving on to the One Shield. While it isn't super duper better, it's definitely better. Unfortunately, with Alolan being able to get off those Bone Clubs so quickly, it's a definitive loss now, regardless of whether you're running Play Rough or Vice Grip. But still, you are able to win against Haunter, Cresselia, Drifloon, Gardevoir, and you pick up the Bronzong win. If you had Vice Grip, then you'd also be able to beat up Delayed, which is definitely nice, and those are the only two differences. So you'd lose to Alolan in the first shield, and you would lose to the Delayed in the One Shield, depending on which one you got. You're going to lose one of those, it's your pick really, doesn't really matter. But on top of Alolan, you are also losing to Dusclops, and you're still getting hit hard by the Fighters, Tanks, and Water Boys. So still not the best situation by the looks of it in the One Shield. You're definitely taking out some of the big ones, but you're not covering all bases. In the Two Shield scenario, it certainly flips a few more matches, scoring wins up against Bronzong, Cresselia, Haunter, Dusclops, Glade, Gardevoir, and Drifloon, definitively becoming the slayer of the Ghosts and Psychics in this meta. And as I said before, that is really Mawile's role in this Cup. The Ghost and Psychic types are running really strong in this Cup in these early stages of the meta, and throwing in Mawile into the mix is able to stop them in their tracks basically. He loses really hard to those Fighters, which is definitely something to be scared of because of his Steel typing, his Steel typing, and also doesn't stand a chance against the Tanks. So you really need to have Mawile standing in the right position on your team. Of course, just having Mawile on your team could maybe seal the deal and lead your opponent to picking certain ones in their lines of 3 that they wouldn't otherwise, so there's that. So there's definitely a spot for Mawile on a lot of teams, but I don't think it is a mandatory addition, and if you don't have the Stardust to spend on powering one up, which I believe is in the 6 figures of Stardust. But with that said, I'm pushing for 500 subscribers by the end of the month, and we are super close to that number, so if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with the latest Sinister goodness. And now I've started to finish this video off in a different way. So, nope, can't do it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, especially that subscribe one, and I'll see you in the next video, when we'll be back to some Sinister battles.